Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the National Timely Action Hour podcast. This is the show where we talk about everything from video games to comic books and everything in between. My name is Aidan, and I hope that you're doing well today. This is Season 4, Episode 6, ranking the Assassin's Creed games that I've played. Now, I haven't played all of the games on this series. I stopped playing I haven't played from Origins up until now. So I am unfamiliar with the stories, although I do have a basic idea from people talking about them. But I played Assassin's Creed 1 up until Syndicate, so I am obviously invested in the series. It's just that I've lost interest over time. But I do like revisiting those old games. So with that being said, I'd like to rank the games that I've played just to give you an idea of who I am. So, my number one favorite, this is a basic bitch answer, but Assassin's Creed 2. Now, Assassin's Creed 2 was my introduction to the series. Back in 2009, when the game was about to come out, for a couple of months, I had a subscription to a video game magazine. That's how old I am. But I was 10 at the time, but I asked my mom to get that subscription, but she only let me have it for 2 months, and then I was like, yeah, that's fine. Costs a lot of money. But anyway, so I saw an advertisement for the game, and I was like, oh, that looks really cool. And then I also saw in that same magazine an advertisement for Batman Arkham Asylum, so that was a great year for gaming, in my personal opinion. But I got an Xbox 360 just so I could play those two games. And boy, oh boy, were they great. And Assassin's Creed 2 quickly became one of my favorite video games of all time. And then my second favorite is the first game, Assassin's Creed 1, because I got that shortly after, and again, blew my mind with how good it was. Now, a lot of people say that Assassin's Creed 1 is basic or inferior to its successors, but I strongly disagree with those people. Assassin's Creed 1 is one of the greatest video games I've ever played in my life. It was overshadowed, I think, by its sequels. Also, that same year that it came out, 2007, we had Call of Duty 4, and that was a behemoth. Again, one of my favorite games, but Assassin's Creed sold so many copies, which warranted the sequels, obviously. So, obviously, people bought it and enjoyed the game, and that has to stand for something. But, yeah, Assassin's Creed 1, top-tier gaming, in my opinion. Then for number 3, we have Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. Now, recently I learned that it was only supposed to be a trilogy, and Brotherhood was made because Ubisoft, the developer, got greedy and wanted to ride high off of the success of Assassin's Creed 2. Story of their lives, to be completely frank with you. But even though it should not technically, exist, we live in the world that it does, and I still love the game. So call me, immature, or call me what you will. I just love the game. It was great. Although that final chase scene at the end of the game drove me absolutely crazy, because it was so difficult to finish, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is driving me up the wall. And I'm ashamed to say that I had a, angry gamer moment where I took out my BB gun and I shot the game disc. So, when my mom saw that, she was like, you idiot. You complete fool. And I'm like, after I calmed down, I was like, yeah, you're right, Mom. I should not have done that. But fortunately, I got a new copy of the game, and I was able to finish it. So, after that experience, I realized it's just a video game. Don't get too attached. Don't get too crazy. Have fun and be upset when you mess up or lose the game, but still, it's about having fun. That's when I learned that lesson. But then We have Assassin's Creed 3. I think Assassin's Creed 3 is one of the best games in the series. Too many people harp on it, and to them I say, take your subjective glasses off and put your objective glasses on and look at the incredible writing, animation, and gameplay in front of you and tell me that again with a straight face. Because Assassin's Creed 3 is phenomenal. That's all I can really say. Then I have Assassin's Creed Revelations, the conclusion of the Ezio trilogy. Again, Ubisoft got greedy and wanted to make a third game starring Ezio. So, artistically it is bankrupt. Although financially speaking, it's a bankrupt idea, but artistically speaking, I enjoy the story that we're given. So, again, call me what you will. I just think that it's a great game, even though it should not technically exist. And then I have Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. Again, great game, although it deviates heavily from the Assassin's Creed formula. I still enjoy the fourth game, the fourth mainline game. And it just revolutionized naval combat in video games, because everything afterwards is trying to be AC4. And Black Flag, to its credit, took the majority of those mechanics from Assassin's Creed 3, but improved upon them. And I gotta give the developers credit. Even though they were not paid well, nor were they given sufficient time to complete all of their objectives, but I still love the game that we were given. And speaking of rushed, Assassin's Creed Rogue was only churned out in 8 months, and they just took all of the mechanics and art style from Black Flag, but retooled it, and to be such a good game that is mechanically pretty sound, scrambled together in 8 months, that is insane. Now, I gotta give credit to the developers for that Herculean feat, but I gotta condemn the publisher, Ubisoft, for being absolutely insanely greedy, because I know it's a cash cow and they're a business, but still, give the people time to actually put significant hours into making a good game, and people will buy it, rather than just rushing it because, we gotta get the Christmas release, or we gotta get the summer release. Wait, we're making money hand over fist here. Calm down. Cool your jets. That's not how you should conduct your business. But sadly, that is how they conduct their business. Then we have Assassin's Creed Syndicate. It's a good game, but it's not my favorite. And I've been replaying it recently at the time of recording. It's still fun. This is my second playthrough. At the time of recording, it's April 2025. This game came out 10 years ago. So I can still find enjoyment in games that are over 10 years old, like Assassin's Creed 1 and 2. But Syndicate took what was good about the previous games, built on it, had a decent story, although it's just a by-the-numbers game, which I am pleased with. I'm very pleased with the product that we were given. And it had a few years of development, so, not crazy. And the bottom of the barrel of the games that I've played, at least, is Assassin's Creed Unity. Now, Unity was very ambitious because it was the first Assassin's Creed game released on the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One generation. And I played it shortly after it came out, maybe a month or two. But my older brother got a copy, so he let me borrow it. But I remember seeing all of the advertisements, and I was at Fan Expo that year, and they had this awesome display promoting the game, and it was disappointing to say the least. The story was bad. The mechanics were janky to say the least. Now, that's not to say that the parkour wasn't good, because they did make an overhaul of the parkour system, which is a big part of the series. But if the game wasn't so janky, it would be a triumph. But it is just so bad, man. And don't get me started on those glitchy faces and bodies. And, it's impressive that they fit so many crowds of people onto the screen, but I think that just destroyed all of the software. And the hardware was barely able to handle that. But it's okay. It has its moments, but it's not the best game that I've played. And like I said, after Syndicate came out, they took a year off. Then they did Origins and Odyssey and all those. I haven't played those games, so I'm not going to talk about them anymore. But let me know what you think about my list, and let me know what your list is. And if you are new to this show and want to check out more video game content or comic book content, please subscribe. Share this with your friends if they're interested in that sort of content. I also, the host website of my podcast is Spotify. I also post this on YouTube.com, and in the YouTube version, I'll leave links to my Patreon page and merch store in the description, as well as my social media profile. So if you want to catch up or get updates on the channel and my main YouTube channel, I'll also leave that linked in the description. Please subscribe there. And thank you so much for listening. I sincerely hope you have a wonderful day. Bye.